36 seconds remaining, opening quarter. And there's the handoff on the dive play yet again. A flag is down over in front of the Florida bench. Al Woods with the tackle. Perry Riley was the second man through as Rainey made the tackle, the run.
You know, it's so noisy, and when you go shotgun, one of the advantages of the silent count is the center can tip off his lineman by turning his head to get a little timing. See that little timing move by the center? That kind of negates the crowd noise because it's all silent count for Florida, but you'll see throughout the game, Pouncey, Marquise turn his head like that. Now, you know, if I'm LSU, I'm sure they've seen this on tape. If I've seen it, they've seen it. So he must try, I think, a few times in this game, turn it and not snap it.
See, the Florida has outscored its opponents 58-6. That is the third offside penalty against LSU. Now 3 men down. Oh, they got Hernandez open, and he's got a first down up at the 48-yard line. Nice little ball handling by Tebow.
Well, if you don't think Tebow can move a team with his arm, I suggest you call Nick Saban at Alabama or turn on the fourth quarter of that SEC championship game where Nick had Florida exactly where he wanted them, and Tebow carried him on his back with his passing arm.
That's the end of the first quarter here in Baton Rouge with our score 3-0. We'll return to Tiger Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. Chad Jones, outstanding safety, number 3, also a baseball player for LSU, the national champions. And a moment ago, they retired the jersey of another defensive back and a running back, Tommy Casanova. That's him on the left. He's now an ophthalmologist in Crowley, Louisiana, 3-time All-American, 69, 70, and 71. And he wore number 37. Pretty good number. I knew a guy named Bill Walker who honored that number. First down and 10. Second quarter, Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson from Baton Rouge. Moody, quick opener on the left side, and he's down to the 45-yard line. I think I know what they're trying to do, Gary. It looks like, let's try the dive play.
And the dive play's working. You know, you look at this and you say, you know, both teams, I think, came out a little nervous in this football game, but, you know, the penalties early in the game. But Florida's been able to march the ball. And I don't think LSU's concerned. Remember last year, it was 20-0 in this game before they made their first down.
One first down.
Dive again.
Yes. Demps was the running back.
Yeah, we're going to get another flag downfield this time.
Wow. Looks like from the reaction of the bench, they believe it's going to go against LSU, the Florida guys.
Well, you can definitely see, watching this game, that these dive plays are called, not red.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 3 on the defense. That penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Carries an automatic first down.
Well, Riley Cooper was blocking him downfield, and one of the things Urban Meyer told us is the light's gone on for Riley Cooper, and he's the best downfield blocker we have as a receiver. Now, Cooper put his hands out there first, and then Chad Jones reacted to it, and Vern, we've been doing it a long time. Who gets called? The guy who reacts.
Yeah, the second guy, of course.
All the time.
Of course. And so another penalty on LSU, and Tebow and the Gators have it at the 29-yard line, leading by 3. Dive play. Greg Louganis is going to show up here pretty soon.
Yeah. You know, you can talk about all the speed and all the spread and all the Tebow and all these sprinters, but this offensive line, when you talk to Urban, you talk to Steve Adazio, their offensive coordinator, It's these offensive linemen that they say are physical, and as physical an offensive line as there is in college football. Mike Pouncey again to left guard, and that more than anything is to help Carl Johnson at left tackle. That's why they made the move, to help him mentally.
And James Wilson is on that line now. Mo Hurt is out. Here's Demps, cuts inside, and a fine tackle by Pep Livingston, number 95, with help from Brandon Taylor, and another flag has been thrown.
Boy, if LSU lined up in the neutral zone again.
Wow.
I got to believe this one is something different.
Offsides.
Oh,
on the
man.
defense.
Gosh.
The penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay second down.
It's Raheem Alem, number 84
his
again.
Second one. Puts his hand down. You can see he's right on the line. He's trying to crowd the line. And as he puts his hand down, he was right at the yard line for where the ball was placed, and he gets called. And you know, I talked about in the open all the big game experience for LSU. They're not showing it. That's a lot of penalties to start.
That's 4 offsides penalties. Tebow pulls up, fires Hernandez, who fumbles the ball. Did he catch it? No, it's ruled incomplete.
Would have been nice, I think, for Hernandez to slow down in the hole this time for his quarterback. There was a hole. Now watch the hole. It'll come right about just past the yard line. If he could stop, it right about there, that's where he could have just shut down, but he overruns the hole. I think Tebow threw it where it should have gone, and Hernandez ran past it.
3rd and 3. Normally this is Tebow time. It's a dive play. And it's going to be 4th down. They did not get... Gary, is this at all a part of what you mentioned at the beginning of managing Tebow?
Absolutely, and I think it's smart. You know, there's really, you got to get him used to the water. I mean, you know, this game, the water, you know, it's, 60, 55 degree water. It's cold. You got to get him in there and used to it. But that again is another one of those predetermined dive plays. It looks like the option, but it's not the option. Now look at Steve Addazio is looking at Urban Meyer and says, what do you want to do? I can't keep running these dives all day. Sooner or later, they're going to go for the dive.
This one from 38 yards out. Time has called by Florida. That's their second. So Urban Meyer's bunch has 1 timeout remaining, and we've still got 12:08 to go before halftime. How in the world can you keep calling those offside penalties? Come on. We're back live. How about this? 2 years ago, LSU 5 for 5 on 4th downs. During the timeout, Urban Meyer changed his mind. It's 4th and 2, and Tebow's going to get the snap. And a reverse, in trouble. Oh, he got around the corner, but I don't think he got enough. Brandon James. Perry Riley was the first one there.
This is again exactly what I talked about. LSU can run with Florida. Not a lot of teams can. Look at Alem run with him. Look at Perry Riley run with it. And look at Chad Jones run with him. 3 athletes that can match up, and not a lot of teams can do that. That play against 99% of the teams in college football is successful.
One of the most memorable elements of that classic played here 2 years ago was Les Miles' decision to go for 1st down on 4th down 5 times. They were 5 of 5. And in this game, Florida comes up short by a yard. Ball goes over, 3-0.
You know, when we went to break and Les Miles was working the official, he's working him for the next one. He knows that those were proper calls. He wasn't arguing with those calls. He was doing basketball coach. He wants the next one.
1st down 10. I formation, Jefferson under center. The center is T. Bob Hebert. Fake the reverse and hand it off at left tackle. Another look at that hit on Brendan James, Gary.
And look at Riley laid out. Look at Chad Jones lay out on that play. I mean, you talk to the LSU coaches and you say, you know what, I'll tell you, Kelvin Sheppard looks good, Chad Jones looks good, and they go, Perry Riley looks good.
Yeah, we were talking to John Chavis yesterday, the defensive coordinator who spent most of his career at Tennessee, and he specifically mentioned how well Perry Riley is playing right now. Left side. That should be enough to move the chain and gives us a moment to spend with Tim Brando in New York.
All right, Vern, Michigan's leading rusher is out with a concussion, Carlos Brown. That means Brandon Miner is going to be called upon, and that's the first rushing touchdown given up by the Hawkeyes in 34 quarters. 14-10, Michigan. Back to you.
All right, it's 3-0 here and a first down 10 LSU with 11 minutes to go in the first half of play. Jefferson on the last carry. Play fake. Jefferson looks deep. He's got a man open. It's LaFell. Marquis Anderson, number 14, was trailing, but a little crossing pattern, and LaFell picks up 26 yards.
Well, it was outside leverage that time by Anderson. The bottom of the screen right here. Marquis Anderson has got LaFell right there. He's outside of him to begin with, and he can never catch up. It's a great call by Gary Croton, offensive coordinator. He spotted the third Florida corner on his #1 receiver, and he went right at him.
After the 26-yard pickup, first down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Corner blitz threatened. They're coming. Ball carrier Scott goes the other way. And Scott gets inside the 40. Saturday night in Death Valley at Tiger Stadium. We expect a crowd of better than 93,000. We could have the all-time largest crowd ever here. And currently a 3-0 game. Florida took it 13 plays, had to settle for a 28-yard field goal from Caleb Sturgis. If you did just join us, they had the ball in position for another field goal, opted to go for a first down on 4th and 2 and came up short. And now LSU moving the ball after that 26-yard gain. Jefferson looks right, nobody there, pulls it up. Nice run inside the 35, 34.
What did I tell you? The biggest difference from a year ago to this year in this football game is not whether Tebow's healthy or not. It's that LSU has a quarterback that they feel could do a lot of different things. Jarrett Lee last year, you know, a tough position for him. He shouldn't have been playing, and it just snowballed on him. It started in this game, you know, the interception that Spikes had, and it just snowballed. And this year, you can see that Jefferson is being managed. They're not allowing him to lose the game before he can win the game late.
Double tight end, Scott and Dugas.
Oh,
and here's Scott. Oh, I don't know if he got enough. That's wow.
That didn't look right. It was a short corner to the outside, no tight end, and that had a short corner to the left side, and right from the left side, the linebacker comes, and Scott makes the play.
Well, here's familiar territory, Gary, for LSU. 4th and a yard.
Well, they didn't make it last week with
They're
this
0
formation.
for 5 this year, and they do have a first down here. Jefferson. So, the tradition continues.
You know, everybody talks about the Tennessee. Another flag down here, by the way.
Ah. We have a Bush push here? Nah, I don't think so.
Charles Scott comes in there. That one was made.
You think?
Let's talk about the Tennessee-Florida game for just a second. Everybody says the one thing out of that game was that Tennessee had a way to play the spread. That's not what I took out of it.
After the play was over with, personal foul. Number 8 on the defense, unnecessary roughing. A penalty is 15 yards from the succeeding spot. First down.
What did I say? Les Miles wanted the next call. He wanted those officials looking at the Florida guys with their eyes. Right in the middle of this thing, number 8, Carlos Dunlap, right there. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, just a little tap right there, and that's all it was. The official said, I've called one the other way. I'm going to call one this way.
Carlos Dunlap guilty of the foul, and Keelan Williams is on the field now. This the most serious threat posed offensively by LSU in the ballgame. Option left. Jefferson pitch. Keelan Williams can't get around the corner. Nice play by Ryan Stamper, number 41. And I thought we might have another flag, but
I'll
we
tell
don't.
you, Joe, this guy always amazes me when I watch him play. Joe Hayden, just a wisp of a football player, great cover guy, but he sticks his nose. He's been sticking his nose in tackles since he played as a true freshman. He never backs up. He is a warrior at corner.
Now a junior out of Fort Washington, Maryland, recruited as an athlete. He was a high school quarterback.
Yep.
It was a flag.
I didn't get that one. I thought the momentum of Joe Hayden threw him into the sideline. Let's see what happens here. It's going to come right at us. Nice job, option, still running. He makes the play. See, the momentum being pushed from behind on the play might have been it, or did he get a face mask? I'm not sure exactly.
Nor do we know exactly against whom it was called. It is a first down at the 10-yard line. Option, pitch. Keelan Williams to the 8-yard line. Joe Hayden again and A.J. Jones.
Now, we've been looking and looking because we just want our fans to see it. Maybe it was Brandon Spikes, number 51. Let's take another look on this thing. Coming in. Oh, yes, Brandon Spikes, cheap shot on number 80 that time. Terrence Tolliver at the end of the play, an unnecessary hit on a defenseless player. That was a good call by the officials.